Welcome back to Locker Talk, when you hear about NFL stars, future NFL stars of tomorrow today. I'm your host, Barry Barnes, founder and CEO of LockerReport.com. And you guys can always follow me any one of my social handles on Twitter at Locker_Report, Instagram, LockerReport100, all small caps, on Facebook, LockerReport.com, and also Locker Talk Podcast. That's on Facebook. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube, the Locker Talk Podcast. You guys will be informed with some great NFL news that you won't hear anywhere else. I like to say the NFL within the NFL. And make sure you guys check me out on Friday mornings on the Bachelor News Radio Network at 9 a.m. where we get into this show with the great Locker Talk Podcast. Now, week 13 is in the books. Now we're ready to jump right into week 14 as the season can continue to progress, moving forward with its excellence as usual. Fans, no fans, a little bit of fans. That part had changed for this year, but the play on the field did not. And now we're going to talk about some plays, some things to expect in week 14 in the NFL. And we're going to jump right into it because the players from the NFL Regional Combine is really doing a fantastic job across the board. With about 82 players from the NFL Regional Combine platform are currently in the NFL. So they are doing doing a great job expanding their play and their presence in the league, slowly but surely. So make sure you follow. Now, you're going to definitely follow what happened in week 14. I know y'all guys think about the big name guys out there, which is great. There's nothing wrong with that. Other big networks going to take care of that. But we want to talk about the nuts and bolts of the NFL. And make sure you guys stay tuned and let you know, hey, look, there's more than meets the eye in the NFL. And I'm excited about it. And y'all guys can get excited about it too. So now we're going to jump into week 14 preview of the NFL regarding the players who ventured through the NFL Regional Combine. So make sure you watch out for these matchups. Minnesota Vikings, a wide receiver, Alan Thielen. These guys go to Tampa Bay to try to continue to get their run, to keep their presence for the playoff spot. The Bucs on themselves trying to figure themselves out so they can at least get to the playoffs and try to make a good run, a deep run in the playoffs. But with fullback C.J. Ham, he's going to be out there laying out the blocks for Darvin Ham, being really physical with that defense against that defensive line. The Bucs are currently number 1 against the run, so you definitely need a lot of C.J. Ham to clear up some holes for Darvin Cook. Adam Thielen, every time he plays against these good teams, these good defenses, he always finds a way to make things happen for them. So let's see what Adam Thielen can do when he gets out there on the field. Currently, Adam Thielen, he's second in the NFL in touchdowns with 12. He also has 721 yards on the season off of 57 receptions. So he is doing his thing out there in the field, ready to get to another 1,000-yard season. So let's see what Adam Thielen will do against the Buccaneers, because he's going to do something and he's going to make sure he do what he has to do in that field to help make his team stay viable and relevant through this playoff push. Now, we're going to look at Crowder. He's a rookie who would have gone through the NFL Regional Combine process if the league had the workouts, but due to COVID-19, it was not able to have it, so it was canceled. But however, he's doing very, very well for the New York Giants this season. Let's see if he can make a good play against the Arizona Cardinals. He was able to make a good play in week 13 where he helped put pressure on and getting a sack on Russell Wilson. So he did a great job there. Let's see what this young man can continue to do in the league. Now, Nick Needham, quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. He gets to go up against the Kansas City Chiefs, trying to see what they can do against the reigning Super Bowl champions. I don't think this is going to be an easy game for the Chiefs. And Nick Needham and that defense, the Dolphins, are going to make sure that they give these guys a run for their money. So I'm expecting a good, solid game from Nick Needham. Right now, currently, he has 48 tackles on the season. All right, folks, we need to see another Keenan Cole signing. Keenan Cole has been double-teamed. Guys are starting to put their pressure on him because they recognized at the beginning part of the season Keenan Cole was just having his way against secondaries. Let's see if he can get into the end zone against the Tennessee Titans. A division rival, a rival that he is familiar with. Let's see what he will go up against the Tennessee Titans, because I really believe that this young man can do something against this team to help get this team's second win of the season. Benson in my way, defensive end for the Seattle Seahawks. He had 4 sacks on the season. Let's see if he can get another sack this weekend when these guys continue to try to pressure them, to try to stay and tread water to make sure that they stay viable in their division and also in this playoff run. Kevin Moore II, what can we say about this young man from the Indianapolis Colts? Cornerback, solid guy across the board. He currently had 45 tackles, 3 interceptions, and he took one of those interceptions all the way to the house for a touchdown. He has shown, especially during the course of later in the seasons, to play better and better. They're definitely going to need him when they're going against this Raiders team that's very, very strong, that's very good. They have their, they still trying to find themselves, but at the same time, they still trying to find a way to get into the hunt with the playoffs. So this is going to be one of those games where the Colts definitely going to need everybody to work across the board. But hey, with no doubt, Kenny Moore II, he's definitely going to be in there. So watch out for what number 23 is going to do against the Raiders. Now, Terrell Adams, linebacker for the Houston Texans, solid play all year. This man has 91 tackles on the season. 91 tackles. He's going to blow out triple digits for the NFL. He'll be actually the second player from the NFL Regional Combine to at least get 100 tackles in one season. Jotavius Brown, who had recently retired from the NFL, retired when he had signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. When he was with the Los Angeles Chargers, he was able to accomplish that feat with 101 tackles in his second year in the NFL. So Terrell Adams, it looked like he may be in a situation where he can actually, bump that to the side and have the most tackles from a defensive player who journeyed through the NFL Regional Combine. So watch out for that. Nick Mullins, San Francisco 49ers, had a tough outing against the Buffalo Bills in Week 13. But one thing you say about Nick Mullins, in that game, he always made good throws. He never backs down. He always stayed in contention and made sure that his 49ers stayed close in that game. As you can see here, delivering dimes, dropping great passes in that game. But the Bills was able to capitalize on a couple of mistakes, and the Bills never looked back. But one thing you can say about Nick Mullins, number one, he's still the 49ers' best choice. He can deliver the ball very well. Let's continue to see what he'll do this weekend when he goes against the Washington football team. And the Washington football team, they have a solid guy on themselves and linebacker Cole McComb. Cole, across the board, one of their leaders on their defense side of the ball. Let's see if Cole can get his hands on Nick Mullins. Cole can't rush the quarterback. He's good against the run. We're going to see 2 NFL Regional Combine players go head-to-head in this matchup when the 49ers welcome the Washington football team into their Levi Stadium. It's going to be a great game. Watch out for these guys. Nick Mullins, quarterback for the 49ers, and number 55, Cole McComb for the Washington football team. Okay, here we go again. Robert Tonyan, tight end for the Green Bay Packers. He already has 7 touchdowns on the season. Let's see if he can do it again going up against the Detroit Lions, the team that actually gave him his first opportunity. When he came through the process of 2016, the Detroit Lions brought him in. He was with them on that practice squad. Then he got activated to the active roster. But since the Lions didn't realize what they had there, the Green Bay Packers snatched them up, and the rest is history. This young man is catching touchdowns from Aaron Rodgers every week. Will he get one against the Detroit Lions? I'm quite for sure Aaron Rodgers is going to make sure that he get across that goal line against the team that didn't use him the right way, and that's all right. And besides, the Lions made a bonehead decision last week entering Week 13. They got rid of and released Marvin Hall II, wide receiver. That was one of their best deep ball threats on the squad. When they asked interim head coach Darrell Bevel, why did they get rid of Marvin Hall? Because he was showing productivity. He really did not give too much of an explanation. So they put him on waivers, knowing that some team in the NFL is going to pick him up because he is a viable player and he can play in this league. Guess what team picked him up? The Cleveland Browns. Oh my goodness, the Cleveland Browns is playing great ball right now. This team is ready to make a prime run towards the playoffs. And this week, they get to close out Week 14 against their nemesis, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, when the Cleveland Browns played the Baltimore Ravens in Week 1 of the season, the Baltimore Ravens destroyed them. And the Browns did not like that. All season long, you just heard the Browns talking about this game, this revenge game. This is the game that these guys really wanted and want to get an opportunity to actually get their revenge from the Baltimore Ravens. Now we see that the Browns, the best running team in the league, showing they have a solid defense, going up against another solid running team. Baltimore Ravens, number 1 in rushing, the Browns, number 2. The best thing about the Browns, they using with their running backs in Hunt, and then also they using with Nick Chubb, pretty much one of the better running backs in the league. The Ravens doing it with a collective group, including their quarterback. We know that's not always sustainable in this league. I know the Ravens going to still run Lamar Jackson, but you got to be careful because the Browns, they want this guy. But what the Browns added to their offensive arsenal was Marvin Hall II. Marvin Hall II is a legit deep ball threat. Baker Mayfield eliminated his mistakes. He can throw the deep ball well. I think this is going to be one of those things you got to watch out for. Watch out for this secret weapon that the Browns is going to introduce against the Baltimore Ravens to close out Week 14 of the NFL. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys always stay tuned to LockerTalk podcast. I'm your host, Barry Barnes, founder and CEO of LockerTalk.com. And follow me on any one of all of my social handles. On Twitter, Locker_report. On Instagram, LockerReport100, all small caps. On Facebook, LockerReport.com, and the LockerTalk podcast. And you guys subscribe to the show on YouTube, LockerTalk podcast. It's growing, folks, growing week by week. And also, you guys should check me out on Friday mornings on the Bachelor News Radio Network. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Enjoy Week 14. Everyone, stay safe. Can't wait to see how I'm gonna break down and review what's gonna happen in Week 14. It's gonna be great. Everyone talk about it. Y'all stay safe out there. Let's go. Let's get it.